Hi student, I am Toton. Today I am going to discuss a poem, The Snare, written by James Stephen. At first we will know about the author, next we will go to the poem again. James Stephen, 1880 to 1950, was an Irish novelist. He was an Irish novelist and a poet. He was brought up in Dublin, Ireland. Means it is the capital of Ireland. After finishing his schooling, he graduated as a solicitor's clerk. He produced many retellings of Irish myths and fairy tales and wrote several original novels and books of poems. In this poem, he describes how a hare gets caught in a snare. This pain and the cries of the hare are heard by a child. A snare is a piece of wire formed into a loop. A hunter finds a path going to a rabbit's burrow. He fixes the snare with a stick. When the rabbit runs along the path, it gets caught into the loop of wire. It is trapped and sometimes killed by the tightening loop of wire. Now the poem begins. The snare. I hear a sudden cry of pain. There is a rabbit in a snare. Now I hear the cry again, but I cannot tell from where. He is calling out for aid, crying on the frightened ear, making everything afraid, wrinkling up his little face, and he cries again for aid. And I cannot find the place, where his paw is in the snare. Little one, oh little one, I am searching everywhere. Now, first para. I will discuss the first para. I hear a sudden cry of pain. There is a rabbit in a snare. Now I hear the cry again, but I cannot tell from where. The poet hears here in this first para, the poet hears a painful cry of a poor rabbit caught up in a snare. He hears cry again and tries to find out the poor victim, but fails to locate the place. Next para. But I cannot tell from where he is calling out for aid, crying on the frightened ear, making everything afraid. Means the painful cry haunts him. Haunts him means coming again and again in his mind. And it creates a horror in the whole atmosphere. Even the air seems to be full of fear and pain. The cries become loud and painful, and everything is overpowered by their sorrowful effect. Next para, making everything afraid, wrinkling up his little face, and he cries again for aid. And I cannot find the place, As the poet hears the painful cries of his poor animal again, he struggles hard to find out the place where it is in trouble. He imagines the small face of the rabbit, wrinkled up in severe pain. Wrinkled up means creased, creased, creased or shrunken. The rabbit calls again for help, but the poet is unable to discover the animal. The poet feels that. Next prayer. And I cannot find the place where his paw is in the snare. Little one, oh little one, I am searching everywhere. The rabbit Or here the poet feels that the paw of the rabbit is caught up in a trap and it is calling out for help. The poet hears the call again and searches him everywhere in order to help him. The incident narrated in the poem arouses a nameless sympathy for the poor and for those who are weak and unhappy. The poet raises a question as to why is there so much undeserved pain in this world? Why should the weak and the poor always suffer at the hands of merciless blind forces?